This is the first time we do the Q&As. It won't be the last. We had a lot of great questions and very, very hard questions. Like we had to send them to the panel in advance, like 4 days of intense preparation for all of these questions.
That's not quite true.
For some of the
some
members of the panel. So yeah, we're very grateful for everyone who shared, and we hope hopefully you will get to listen to the answers that you've already wanted to listen to. So passing this to Irene.
Thank you.
Shall we start with the first one?
Do you want to do the first
Sorry,
one?
can I say something before we start with the question? Is it okay?
Just go.
Yeah. Now, I just want to say a couple of things, really. One is we will do our best to answer as much as we can, and hopefully I'm speaking for everyone. And this does not mean we have applied everything. This is learning through our own mistakes. This is learning from our experience. This is learning from what has changed over the years and how to upbring people. So this is important to just say that up front. The second thing I would say really is God created everyone as unique. So your child is unique. You, our parents, as unique. There is no set formula to answer these questions. So it's very important to take these answers, but then adapt and apply them to your own circumstances, to your own personality as a parent, to the personality of your child. Just take that into account. God doesn't have a machine which creates the same kind of thing and you apply the same kind of theory into them. There are lots of things which are studied and theoretically is good. So the principles are okay. But when you apply them, you need to look at your own circumstances, your own belief system, your own personality, and your child as well. Just before we start, because that's, I think, applied.
Okay. I don't think we have a proper format for this, but we'll ask the question and get the panel to answer, but maybe if there's a bit of back and forth so we can have some interactivity, that would be great as well, if you're happy with that. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, first question, how do you get over feeling like being in a rut with the routine with the kids and barely having any quality time with your spouse? Very good question.
Yeah.
Who wants to start with that?
That was one of the hardest, actually.
Yeah?
That was one of the hardest one because all of us here in all different circumstances. Like I didn't have a family when I was bringing up my children. I didn't have a family to help me. So my children were with me all the time, 24/7. With the new generation, maybe some of you are more lucky because you've got like extended family, you've got like parents, you've got families, you've got close friends that you can swap over like to look after the children. But so it was really difficult in our time. So it's still very difficult for some of you or for some of us, kullina. Like it's having the children is not easy. Like you are tired, they are tired, your spouse or no spouse is tired as well. So you have to find a way. First, don't make it, once you have children, you know that your life is going to change. It doesn't have to be for the worst. It's just a joy in a different way. Everything will change. Your outing time is going to change. Your eating time is going to change. Your sleeping time is going to change. So you have to put this in time. It's no going back to where it was. At least for 5-6 years until the children start to go to school. Sorry, bad news for somebody. Sorry. Then you have to but at the meantime, enjoy every single minute of it. The good and the bad, it's going to be your experience in life. It's going to be your memory with the children. It's going to be your, don't make it the worst time of your life. Make it the best, some of the best moments with your children or your spouse if he's got time for you or having got time for you, or you are in your own all the time, because most of the time I was on my own. Maggie was always studying or pretending he's studying. Then I'm with the children, so I don't know. But it ended up with me with the children all the time. But weekends we try to do something, even after school we'll do something. When they were little, we tried to do something with them, with him or without him, or with whoever, relative coming from Egypt to visit, or the time I all remember than me with it's not the worst time I remember with the children. It's always the best time I had with them. Even when they were little, playing with each other, I'm playing with them at home or taking them out to the park. Just little things that still stuck in my mind. That was really lovely and that was so sweet. I think other people would like to say something as well.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as you said, everybody is different. But it also depends in that question on what is quality time for everybody, because that could be very, very different. I think you need some time for yourself. You need some time for you and your spouse, yourselves on your own without the kids. How long? Probably that's not so important, and it will be very different from one couple to the other. But at least you need to be on your own with your mind for a few moments in the day, and also to have time for little things with your spouse. Few words, and not about problems, please. When you're having this quality time, however you define it, it's not just to talk to each other, it's to talk about what? Because if you're going to bring the day's problems in that few-minute break, then it's not very helpful. It has to be about something else away from that. Maybe something you love. Maybe just express yourselves to each other. Tell each other how you appreciate the other one, how you love them. A little touchy, whatever, however you want to have few minutes to enjoy each other's presence, or even your really quiet time. Of course, you also have quality time when you have your time to pray and to read the Bible. Please make sure that regardless of how difficult the day was, you need to have, that is quality time as well. It's quality time that you have for yourself, whether you're praying with your spouse or you're praying or reading the Bible on your own, but you are in the presence of God. So it just depends how you define quality time. But the short thing is, it is important. You need to have that. You need to have few moments when you don't feel responsible for anything else except for yourself, and maybe yourself and your spouse.
I think, without dwelling a lot, I agree with everything was said, really, but it's important to acknowledge that change was a children's responsibility and all that. We can feel that, really. I think defining quality time is really important, because as Abuna said, if you have 15 minutes together, then, as Abuna said again, focus on the good and the quality in that. That's the important thing. The other tips I would add to whatever said is you are very good as generation as building routine and schedule. So schedule that quality time into your schedule. Maybe every 2 weeks we will have this time. It doesn't have to be big, by the way. We will have an evening at home after the kids sleep where we're going to spend an hour together, not talking about problems, we're talking about our relationship with us. So schedule that as part of your routine. The other tip I would say is make use of people who can help and support you. So make use of time grandparents can babysit, or children. Form a group as parents. You can form a group and trust each other, and then have a rotation. Every few weeks, one pair, two couple will look after number of kids, and the others will have that quality time. So there are pragmatic and practical ways to try to do that, but I think defining quality time is very important, because that makes a huge difference.
Go for little walks.
Yeah, any small things.
Next one.
Carry on.
Thank you. That was brilliant. Very informative. So the next question is advice on dealing with stubborn toddlers. Please, someone is really struggling with lots of exclamation marks.
You've got grandchildren.
I mean, yeah, grandchildren.
There is no stubborn toddler. There is no stubborn toddler. He's just trying to express himself. Sometimes they just can't speak, so they get angry, or sometimes they can't communicate properly, so they get angry. Sometimes they have problem with communication, but don't label them stubborn at all, because they're still young to be stubborn. It's how we understand them, how we deal with them. I'm not saying that there is no boundaries. It's very important that there must be boundaries, and it must be clearly communicated to them the way they understand it. If he does something wrong, it's clearly to show your features in your face and your tone, this is not acceptable. But for a while. And then we start to play again. But putting in my head that this boy or this girl is stubborn will make me all the time treating them this way. And understanding every action from them as a stubbornness. They just want to express themselves. And they want to test their boundaries, which is normal human thing. So I will throw this away and see what she does. If she doesn't like it 2 or 3 times, I'm not doing it. And sometimes when you tell the toddlers no about something, they will do it straight away. But they know that in the future, you are going to be upset about it. So don't expect to say, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it again. It will take time to understand what your instructions, but you have to be consistent and show much love as you can, but much boundaries and clear boundaries to show that.
Just, yeah, that's exactly the same. Like, be upset, but don't be angry of them. Even you are upset of them, you are giving them like something like, no, you can't do this, or you are not going out, or you are not having this until you do this. But all with love. They have to know that you are caring and you are loving. You don't hate them. You are not angry and upset of them. They are just upset about what they have done this bit now. And don't pick on little things. Let's ignore the little things. You can't all the time expect them to be perfect. Like, I tell you to do this, do it. It can't. Like, but some of the stuff, like, you know that is wrong, and you know that you have to deal with it. So, like at school, like when we find like a child coming crying and stuff, I feel the best way and always work it is distraction. Just talk about something else. What did you do yesterday? They are coming to school crying. What a lovely dress that you've got today, or what? Just distract them from that situation that made them that upset. Like, just try to make him forget or her forget about like why is she so upset about. Then start talk about it. Start talk why is she upset and what do we need to do about it. Or like little punishment is okay sometimes. Like, okay, you're not having this toy again now until you, like if it's a big mess and he did it on purpose or something. Okay, we are not playing with this until we tidy this. So do it, like 2 choices, like we'll do this, then we'll do that. Don't say like we'll do. Like it's too much for the little ones to understand exactly what you want. Just deal with one situation at a time. Don't make him confused exactly what you want. Like, and just be calm and patient. Be calm and don't get angry. Like now I get so angry so quick. But in the past I remember like someone was telling me, you shout to the children when you are smiling to them. Like I shout to my children. She said, you shout to your children when you've got a smile on your face. I said, I don't mean to smile on, but I know that I don't like what they're doing, but I don't hate them and don't want to be angry with them. Like it. But while you are young, stay calm and patient. Stay calm.
Say one more thing.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah, just quickly. I think the key thing is in what we said here is don't react, response. And there's a huge difference between emotional reaction. They're crying, they tantrum, and I'm not doing it, all that. If you react, they love this and they will do it more. If you stay calm and sit back and response, you are a responsible parent. And I read the word responsibility as responsibility, your ability to respond. So it's very important to sit back and respond rather than react, number one. Number two, as I said, it gives them a simple choice to distract them. So do this or this. Go down to their level. Give them always the unconditional love. That whatever happening, I love you, I will be with you, but we need to do that now. Obviously, pragmatically, if they are in a shop or a public place and they're throwing the tantrum, just carry them and move out of the situation. Just be pragmatic in these things. There is ways you have to manage things, and there is times when you have to teach them what would work, what wouldn't work. What I would say is never ever agree to things because they cry more, because then you're rewarding the behavior you don't want, and that will make that behavior come back again and again. At the same time, always praise and reward the positive behavior you want.
Okay, thank you. Great advice. Next question. How do you set healthy boundaries with grandparents or in-laws when it comes to raising your children? while still maintaining a good relationship with them. I think we've all been there.
Very clear.
More my parents, to be fair.
Well, we're all grandparents, so
Yeah.
we're biased panels. No, I think it's very challenging. The difficulty is, one, as grandparents, we've been there before, we can tell you how to do things, but things have changed. Life has changed. There are lots of things which are not the same as it used 30, 40 years ago. And grandparents do say that all the time. We don't know how to do that, we'll do this. So it's really important, first of all, to set your values and boundaries. I say one thing, there's 4 different words which is important to understand as parents and agree, generally speaking, and to make your grandparents understand. One of them is values, and this is not difficult. We all have Christian values. So agree, understand the values, and share it with them. We have kindness, we have love, we have unconditional love, we respect each other, all that values. The second one is the standards, is how you act these values, how you behave to act these values. And again, share that with your grandparents. And I don't think there would be any issues in that. Everyone would agree in that. The third point is the rules. This is the one which falls with the grandparents. So our rules is, there is bedtime, there is naps time, there is feeding time, and grandparents give in. If the child cries, they give in. But if you set that in advance with them, tell them that's how we want to bring them in a respectful way. I think what you need is your grandparents, your parents or the grandparents is to be in your side to help you with the previous question, with other situations. You need to value them, give them respect, but set your rules and what you want to do jointly as parents, as 2 parents. Don't set conflicting rules, because sometimes one of the parents say this, the other one say the other thing. So set it clearly, and I think most grandparents will do their best to support you as parents, as long as you're clear with them. And the last one is keeping boundaries. And again, grandparents are not very good at keeping boundaries. But accept that this will be the case at times. Don't expect grandparents to perfectly do what exactly you want and expect in a way. Because I think the difficulty is, if you are a perfectionist personality, you find it very difficult to accept anything less than perfect. That will not happen. just you need to adjust yourself in that sense. Sorry, I give a long-winded answers, but I think if you're clear about your values, your standards, your rules, and your boundaries, and share that with them in advance. Sorry.
We'll accept sometimes big ice creams.
Just remember that we brought you up and we are proud of you. So because we are proud of you, we are proud of the way we brought you up. So we want your children to be like you. So try to understand where the grandparents coming from. They are coming from loving you first and then loving your children.
There is sometimes they feel a bit of control, that you want to control.
And the control is important. That the setup is important, and important to make the boundaries clear. And this needs clear conversations, but loving conversations between the adults and the grandparents. And as we said, accept a little bit of leeway. That.
Can I just ask, because with grandparents, I've seen it with my nephew, and with my friends as well, with all the due respect to the grandparents, is with the parents, they get like 5 steps ahead with something, and then the grandparents tend to bring them 3 steps back. So, I think naturally it's okay to understand that in life, just as long as it's like progressively moving forward, that's the most important thing. When the grandparents kind of, whenever we speak to grandparents, they're all like, it's our job to dalla, it's our job to spoil. Is that important for the kid to understand that there are 2 sides of things? Or is it, because you're saying about the grandparents and the parents being on the same page, but they're not usually on the same page. That not being on the same page, is that actually important? Is that healthy for the kids so that they can actually discern and then start to make their own choices about what to do? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm wording it properly.
I think it depends on the age of the kids. So
Okay.
obviously very young ones will not understand that. So we're talking about the first 2 years, for example, you try to set rules and things, and if it changes, if it's once every 2 weeks, once every week, it will not have a significant impact on them, because there is a consistency at home. But if they're older, they understand it. And then they start to take advantage of it. I think the best thing is to try to get the grandparents at the same page as much as you can, accepting that sometimes they will do the spoiling, I think. I don't know if you want.
I think you should be grateful that you have grandparents that are willing to adopt your kids.
Well, we hope so anyway. We hope so. With grandchildren, they are not stupid. That when it comes to a certain age, they know the rules at home. It might be a bit different than the rules in grandma. So they know that they want to come to my house for certain reasons. That I'm going to be like allowing them this. I'm just not going to happen at home. So they are not. They know that rules at home. But for you as well, like as young ones, listen to what they say, listen to the the grandparents saying, and pick what you like from it, and don't and ignore what you don't like. Like, no, I don't like the being my mom did that when I was young. I'm not doing it to my children. That's all fine, but pick the one that you think yeah, she did this right or he did that right, and then I like my children to do exactly the same as what they did. Then. Yeah, as Mukhtar said, clearly explain to the grandparents, I definitely don't want to do this. I definitely don't want them to be on the screen more than half an hour or something. I definitely don't want them to sit and watch and have as many sweets as they want. So explain that the really things that you would affect the children after that, their the way they behave or yeah, But yeah, you are lucky if you've got grandparents to look after children. Anyway, we didn't have this in our first generation. But if you don't like it, just tell them. They are your parents after all. They are not going to be upset with you.
Nicely. Tell them nicely.
Yeah, tell them I didn't like it. Yeah.
Very nice one. Though, I think the one thing which is difficult sometimes for grandparents is almost telling them off. Or you don't know how to do it. It's both ways. You have
It
to
is
be
both ways. It needs work
yeah,
from both
yeah,
sides. It needs work from both sides, and it varies from one setup to one setup. There are families that they meet each other every day, and there are families they meet each other once a week. So it varies from one setup to one setup, but everything should be done in love, because the grandchildren really needs their grandparents. They need to feel the love of another generation other than their father and mother. And the Bible tells us about St. Timothy that he learned a lot from his grandmother. So at least don't cut the relationship because they do something you don't like. Just keep the dialogue going, and gradually you'll understand each other.
No, there's nothing to it. That's enough.
Next question.
Okay, so how can parents strike the right balance between not raising spoiled or entitled child while also ensuring they don't feel deprived?
أبونا ما قلتش حاجة
Tricky one.
Yeah, حاجات بتاعتكم Okay.
Okay, this generation is so spoiled. That's in general because we all spoiling the moms and dad. They spoil the children. The grandparents spoil the children. We all we don't want them not to have this, to have this, to have this. So it's part of all our faults as grandparents and moms and dad. We give, but we give with love, and you want them to to be not behind in anything happening in the society and anything that friend's got this, so I'll have to get this, I'll have to get this. But that's very difficult because some parents, they can't afford all this spoiling all the time. So you don't have to be mean to your children, but at the same time, you have to teach them to be appreciated of the little things they have got. It doesn't have to be big things. Little things they can be very happy with. So if you give all the time, they will be greedy. They will nothing is going to satisfy them after all. Yeah, I've got this, so they will do. I told the children in Sunday school, if you learn our father in Coptic, I can give you £2, and they said that's that's not enough. It's not £2 is not worth anything. So they didn't. So I've got squishes instead. So they start learning our father with squishes or not with £2 because. So rewards are better than give for no reason. So if they do something, give whatever you want to give, but maybe as a reward, and I don't know, it's hard because all families are different, aren't they?
That's why you should widen
Be
their
grateful with what you
widen their knowledge about other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And when you visit Egypt or visit other areas, visit deprived areas and show them how lucky they are. Not in a way, see,
But
you are
even
very
here
lucky.
in this country, some
No,
people-
but just to know, as a part of general knowledge without the comparing, they will know themselves that there are other parts of the world that people don't have phones, don't have iPads, don't have 3 meals a day. They should be acknowledging this, and that will automatically make them satisfied with what they have. But if I make a comparison and I say, look, I give you this and other people don't have this, it doesn't work. It's just work on the other side and widen their experience and their knowledge about the world and how it works, and how not everyone lives in Britain in an affluent place.
Wait.
I think this question that kind of highlights the issue of our generation and living in the UK is that everything is material and it's about finances and everything. The term deprivation automatically kind of points to finance or like material possessions. I think what we need to do is we need to find a way to make the children value something that is not material. And I think that's the problem, is a child may not have wealthy parents, but they will feel that they have no need of anything if the value is set in the right place. The problem is us growing up in this day and age is we care so much about our material possessions, even if for those that are not very showy, a lot of things are focused on finance, on like, you know, your house, your car, your holidays, everything is kind of material. And because of social media, there is a comparison. So the value is now put in the wrong place. I think we need to find a way to make our children and ourselves, like at the core of the house, the value needs to be something that is not material. Like family time doesn't have to be something that revolves around finance. You don't have to necessarily take the kids out to a holiday for them to appreciate family time. I think the value needs to be, we need to kind of refocus completely away from the material. And it's so hard because everything around us is material. Everything is, you know, we're kind of in this kind of day and age where everything is about, you know, material and comparison of material things. I think that's what, if we can find a way to focus on Christ, but also make the family focus on something that's not material, that will kind of get rid of that feeling of deprivation. But also, I think it's also important for kids to be able to see that other people have different things, but to also be thankful for what they have. So, yeah, I think it's just about what kind of family you want to have. If you want to show your kids that you're looking after them, you know, a lot of people use material possessions to do that. I think the kids will only feel properly deprived. They may feel the comparison between other kids, but the kids will only feel properly deprived if their parents value that material stuff more and try to throw that material stuff at them to show them that they value them. Because parents love their kids unconditionally. It's just very difficult to show them that they love them without all these things.
No, I only wanted to add to this, not to answer it, but just to make it more complicated. I think it's not the kids that try and compete with the other kids. It's the parents that are trying to do it. You're comparing. You want to get the most expensive brand to your 1-year-old kid. What for? But this is what we do. And I think that creates a lot of problems. And when they grow, then they look to each other. What do they have? What make? It's all the same white polo shirt. But this one is 200 pounds and this one is 5 pounds. But they look the same. But yet we compare things like that. It applies to many other things. So it starts how we compete with each other and what we seed in our children.
Emma, when she started secondary school, the phone was essential for her. And then she asked for AirPods. So Dula and myself, we said AirPod is not essential. So if you want it, you need to save for it and you can buy it. She said, but I'm not working. I said, but you get your pocket money, save from that. So it's not because we don't want to get it for her, it's the fact she needs to learn that she needs to take responsibility and earn her what she gets. So it's not because we don't want to get her the AirPods, it's because she take the responsibility and buy it herself. And that's what she did. She started to make her own business in school and she get the money and then she managed to get it herself. So when I talk with one of the parents about it, but why? Why is she helping you cleaning the house? Because it's part of her responsibility. It's not my house, it's our house. So we work as a team. That's based on our experience. Just want to share.
And I think that's a very good example, really. I want to add to what Carlos said. I think we need to review our values, as I said in the beginning, as parents. This is important in that question. The other thing, you should never deprive them of the basic needs. There is something called Maslow pyramid of needs. That a lot of people know about this. So make sure they got the basic needs, including emotional needs, love, all that basic needs. After that, they're not deprived. The rest of it, we create as a society. And we create in a materialistic way. And sometimes it doesn't make any sense. 1 year old having to have all the branding stuff. It doesn't. You don't understand it. But that's how they grow up. And that's what you instill in them, the value of things. And I think having to save up, having to say no sometimes is really, really important. I think just going back before I forget that point, if you say yes to everything, you create a child who feels that he will get everything he wants, not needs, everything he wants or she wants, and entitled to everything, and they will hit a huge shock when they go to real life when that doesn't happen. And they feel wrongly victimized because I used to get everything. Why now work is not giving me this? Why now school is not giving me this? So it's very important to say no at times reasonably and explain why, or as you said, make them save and do for themselves so they take responsibility for it.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I think we need to move on apparently. How do we balance between asserting our preference in raising our kids and respecting the knowledge from those who have raised children before us?
Yeah, we know better.
Grandparents.
That's very similar. Yes.
Is it similar to the other question?
Yeah. Humility probably is the answer to that one. Should we move to the next one, if that's okay? Yeah, okay. How do you respond when your children want to do things their friends are allowed to do, such as having a phone, going to sleepovers, or using social media, but your family has very different boundaries? I think this is a continuation of what we just mentioned before, so this will be good.
So, as we said earlier, so I'll take that. If you set your values clear from the beginning and communicate it with them clearly, that will help you with that. Avoid comparison at all costs as much as you can. We're not comparing with other people. We are, as a family, this is our values, this is our standard, this is how we do things. And if you set that from early life, they will get used to that. Actually, when they say everyone has got that, it's not always the case. You can actually find that not everyone has got this latest iPhone or iPod. But don't make it clear that this is your family values, your family boundaries, this is how you do things. And stick to that.
This is for a more grown-up.
Yeah, this is for grown-up.
So you're starting
But in secondary school now, a phone is not, sometimes it's not like a luxury, it's a safety weapon with them.
Yeah.
Because they walk to school and back from school. So I feel like in secondary school, a phone is, if it's used right, and now everyone starts thinking back to like, yes, they have to have a phone, but they can't have like social media and they don't have to have a smartphone. Just a communication between parents and the child, like they go out from school, I'm on my way back now. So it saves a lot of, it's for some for safety.
6 years old.
No, well, 6 years, no, I don't think 6 years old it will be okay, like to have a phone.
So
no,
secondary
not six.
school will be
Secondary school is year 7. Usually that's when most of children would be allowed a phone. Like that's happening in our school, around me family. So I'll leave the phone thing for the sleepover. The rules for me, only the families that I know very well. I know the mom, the dad, the children. And for Miret, she wouldn't sleep over if, so I'm so sorry to say that, but if the family have got like a boy in the family, so she would sleep over only if the family has got like girls to sleep over with. But if like there is brothers and older brothers and stuff, that was a straight away, and she knew that anyway. She knew like, can I sleep over? No. If she wants to come and sleep over, if her family happy to come, but sleep over. The minimum, the better, actually. Like, it doesn't have to happen all the time. Sleepover is a bit of it's fun, but only with families that you are really close to. You know the parents very well, you know the church people very well, you know. If the school people, you are really close to school people as well, like this, it's up to you, but you have to be, sleepover, like you have to be 100% sure from the family and the children that she's going to sleep with. And if there is older brother or like this, it's for me, it was a no straight away, without thinking, without this family.
Even for a boy, not just for a girl. You never know.
Even for a boy, yeah. So, but anyway.
The first step is to be friends with your children.
Yeah.
If you are friends with your children, you can explain everything. They can understand. They know where they are coming from. You know it's coming from love. So the first step in everything is to be friends, because phone and sleepovers are only examples, but there are many, many other things they will ask for, and it is not acceptable to us. And the second step is we thank God for the community we have, because we have a very good community, and if we are close to each other, our values are the same. There's spiritual fellowship, and the parents can talk to each other and say, we'd like this, we don't like this, we accept this. So if they ask for a sleepover or a party from the school friends, but we have this when we are going there, there is alternative. Because you can't always say no without offering an alternative.
I used to say, you can go and I'll pick you up late. You can stay like until 10 o'clock and I'll come and pick you up after that, it's fine. So so it's not a cutting off like all the fun. Like after 10 o'clock, it's no fun happening. Everyone should go to sleep, really. Like
offer an alternative or offer a half solution, like I'll pick you up later. But maybe that day we are going out for something different, but we are going to have fun at the same time as well. So they are not sitting at home upset and sobbing about not being with their friends, but make use of the family of God, of our fellowship together, and be friends with them.
I was going to say as well, acknowledge their disappointment if you don't agree, but don't give in if they make a big fuss about it. The second thing, really, don't give them anything unless they're really prepared and it's safe for them to use. So the phone is an example. Now most of governments are banning social media for under 16, under 15. So it become even law now that they should not have social media. And a phone now is not just a phone. But you can, even if they have a smartphone, there are lots of apps and ways to secure it and make sure that what material they see is appropriate to them. So don't give them tools unless you're sure they're safe and how to use it and you have oversight for it. And there are many ways of managing that in a way. You will not put your child in the middle of an area where there are drugs, pornography, or all kinds of things and leave them. But if you give them a phone without any locks, without anything, this is exactly what you're doing. So it's very important that you prepare things. You have
time like from 10 o'clock.
you have rules, you have boundaries, you have rules, you have discussion with them. If they're big enough, you can sit with them and discuss that clearly in an adult-to-adult way. We're not saying no. We're saying these are the risks. This is how we're going to do it. This is when we're going to do it. Compromise, offer an alternative. But don't give in if you feel it's going to jeopardize their safety or put them at risk.
And as Beatrice said, like it's the trust between you and the friendship between you and your children. It's once like in one point, like phone. In our time, of course, phones wasn't that advanced like now. But once we start like in exam time or really worrying, studying time, okay, leave your phone here downstairs. I'm not going to take it. You leave it downstairs, or you leave it in my room, or you leave it somewhere. Come and pick it up after you finish like your 2 hours of studying or 2 hours. Just complete like in their own will. You are not taking the phone from them. They are going to put the phone away because like they understand what you said. Like put the phone away, come back and get it like 8 o'clock or just an hour before you go to sleep or whatever. Like, but this time is just for studying now, from like 6 to 9, no phone at all. Just sit down, focus on your study. If you finish, show me what you've done, like in your homework and your revision and stuff. Come back and get your phone. So that's, I used to do that sometimes, but especially when it's like exam times and stuff like this.
So I just think, following up from that is just how do you address the situation where they're friends? That could include their church friends or their immediate close friends at church that are allowed to do these things, but your child is not. Any advice regarding that?
Avoid comparison as much as you can. Just keep saying, this is our family values, this is our family boundaries. Again, sit with them and say, well, I don't know, give them clear reasons in why you would not do that for them. They may not accept it, but at least you show them that you respect them and you treating them with respect and explaining why you're not agreeing to it. Keep saying all the time, from young to old, that this doesn't affect unconditional love. They're always loved. Love does not mean material in that sense, but be clear with them, this is the reasons. And then offer alternative or a compromise or somewhere else to ensure that you're not compromising in your values, but you are going somewhere to adapt to what they need in a safe way. So have a clear, open discussion with them. If they throw a tantrum or any bad behavior, don't take that. Just say, we're not discussing it now unless we both calm. And just leave it now and come back later and we'll have a discussion about it. But you are the parents, you're still responsible for them. Don't give up that responsibility because they're nagging you.
Again, having a church community is so important. That's all how you all grown up in groups of friendship.
I think what people have found is that even within church communities, so we can't use the excuse that it's because at church we're part of Christian and this is that, because they're going to compare their church friends doing the same things, but certain families may not have that boundary.
But you always end up with the same group of friends that you share similar understanding between each other. You can't have like 100, like everyone in that church is like we are one community, but you end up with a few friends that you share the same values and ideas as families. Yes,
completely.
And if you don't like sorry?
I just want to say, sometimes it's even the family, like two brothers, the children of one, they have mobile phone, they go every Sunday to church, but still they do whatever they're allowed and the other is not allowed. So then it's comparison within the family as well.
Every family is different because we all come to one church. It doesn't mean that we all exactly
exactly. I've got, something that I learned from my kids' school that was really helpful particularly with social media and with mobile phones, is no electronics in the bedroom ever. So they want to use an iPad or they want to use even their phone, it's in the open areas where everyone can see. You can just pop your head over and see what they're doing. And number 2 that I found really helpful was a charging area that the children aren't. So they never charge their phones or their iPads or anything in their bedrooms. So everything that is charged is away and they can't have access to it when they then go upstairs. So I found that really helpful from school.
Yeah, I think this is a very good idea. I've not heard it before. It's practical and I think it's easy to do.
The
that'd be
school
very
were
useful.
really helpful. They were really good.
It's really good the tips you gave, but when you get to a certain age, like Emma GCSE, she needs her iPad to apply some of her programs, which is Teams. It's only on iPad, which is the school set up all the assignments for them.
So she does her work in her room?
That's how it works. And she knows that certain times she can't have access. We build it trusted already.
Yeah.
We get to certain age, we can't
be with them all the time.
All the time. So we had the trust to give her that opportunity. With Mano, he set up the alarm, so he knows what at this point done. But I'm charging my phone because I have to set up my alarm to get whatever he wants. So, but before they started secondary, I would say up to year 8, there was boundaries was applying. You can't have that phone upstairs. If you want to sit on your phone, you have to be with us, or everyone together. And 9 o'clock is the curfew.
At some age, they will need their privacy. So you can't continue with this. But in the young age, yes, later on, by that time you should have built enough confidence between the parents and the children to trust them, and they know the rules, and then they will follow it up.
Use technology as well as much as you can. Apple now, as far as I know, I didn't look at it, but Apple have different access to different age groups. So you can set your iPad or iPhone to their age, and it will block everything else automatically. There's Google Family Network, which will give you full control if they're younger. So you can actually see what apps they're accessing. You can abolish apps from their tablet or phone. There are lots of technology now which helps you keep an eye on what they're doing and make it safe for them. So use technology as well.
Okay, thank you. I think we're just debating whether to have one more question. Are we happy, everyone, to stay for a bit? Okay, thank you for that. Any advice on asking for and accepting help in the absence of immediate family close by? Or because I think the person who's asking this question is being a control freak.
Don't ask for help.
They have no family or friends.
It depends on this person outside, how much you trust them. We can't just leave the children with somebody you don't trust. It's not a control freak. It's you are controlling the environment where your child is. And it's very important to know everything. I remember when I used to have childminders, I would do several visits to their homes to know what they are doing and how they live in their homes. And I even sometimes ask, no boyfriend, please. That was a very strange question from me, but I ask and I inquire and I know who I'm leaving my children with. That's not control freak, this is protection. Yes. But when you find somebody trustworthy, just accept the help because you need it. Otherwise, you'll be burned out. So, and number one, pray for it. Pray for it, pray for it. Mm-hmm. And God provides people who can help you in order to continue your life. I had a full career and a full mother, and I'm very grateful to God that He continued with me with the best childminders ever.
Sometimes now they use nurseries or a school like people because they are known and they are like being like checked and everything. So sometimes they build relationship with these key workers at nursery and they use them for child minding sometimes at least. But if you don't feel comfortable with anyone, don't leave your children with them. It's just to trust your instinct. Like, yeah, this person, like, am I going to leave my child with her when I'm feeling like she's not really, I'm not like feeling comfortable around him, I'm leaving my child. Don't like, just leave your children with whoever you feel like really you can trust and really like being checked and you know their backgrounds and everything. Maybe close friends, maybe some people from nursery, some people from church, but yeah, but it's your own choice. Yes,
in our life.
Yeah, you can't really risk choosing anyone because no, I'm not going to be a control freak. I'll try her this time. No, don't try someone that you're not comfortable with. It doesn't work like going out and leaving your children when you are not feeling happy with what you. So it's.
And I think some pragmatic ways as well. I think it's we all acknowledge parenting is very hard, and it becomes a lot harder if you want to do it alone. So I think some workaround that control what is anxiety about being a control freak or not control freak, and if it's reasonable for their safety, you're not control freak, you're looking for their safety. I think take advantage of the church community, maybe make a friend with another couple you trust, and start with very small little things. So do a bit of what we call desensitization in psychology. So maybe half an hour while you are there with those couple, you're spending the time with them, watching how they deal with your child and how they deal with their children, and then build it up. So try to accept small little helps and test it out and build that trust bit by bit, because it's hard. If you're really anxious about it, it's very hard. You need to actually think about what makes me that anxious. Can I work in my anxiety? That's one thing. Can I use whatever support around me, but do it in a way that makes you feel comfortable and feel safe?
I think all the questions today have been very relevant to this group. And it is important, as we are a church community, not to forget really that we try our best. But at the same time, please also make sure every day you pray, you don't forget to pray for wisdom for you to raise your kids. You don't forget to pray for the safety and for your hearts to be open to each other, so you can be friends and being able to trust each other. Very important to remember God in our daily life. It's not something because I'm a priest I say it. It's something because it is real and it is true and it is so vital in our lives and our kids' lives.
Thank you. I think we're going to do one last question.
Is Michael Rizzi?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Though it is great that we are exercising the likeness of God, which is our intellect to deliberate, but I have not yet heard anyone bring up a book, chapter or verse from the Bible in relevance to the questions that's being asked. And is there any parents who would go to the scriptures for guidance? Because for example, it is very well known that people say that Adam and Eve ate the apple, but yet in Genesis chapter 3 verse 6 it says not the word apple, it says the word fruit. And so the reason why I'm saying this, because we can all have our ideas, our own conclusions to what is right, but somewhat saying to what Abuna said, yeah, we should seek wisdom. Just as Solomon sought wisdom from God, should we not also seek wisdom from the Holy Scriptures? Thank you.
It's one verse that applies to that Jesus said, without me you can do nothing. And it's true, without God and His help, we cannot raise our children. It's important, as Abuna said, that we remember every day in our prayer that we need a lot of help. And we have a lot of responsibility, huge responsibility. And this is number one in our prayer. It's not selfishness to pray for our kids. It's a responsibility that we have to pray for our kids, and we have to be another Monica. Monica prayed until her child became a saint. And it is important. I saw one priest one day saying in the baptism to the mother, don't smile or laugh. This is now your responsibility to bring this child as a saint. And the word saint just was shocking everybody around us. So it's important to keep God in the picture and pray a lot for it.
Okay.
Just one verse relevant to the question before about asking for four things, just giving to. So in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 6:12, St. Paul said, all things are lawful for me, but not all things are helpful or edify. So it's important in that context, whatever you get need to be helpful. And yeah, and for the grandparents, honor your father and mother. So I just take that.
Thank you all for organizing this.
I think there's one more aboard, if that's okay. That's okay. We're ending on a big one.
Agreed.
Can you build a Christ-centered home that still respects all walks of life, e.g., LGBTQIA plus? Question mark.
But that's not a 5-minute answer. So
Just respect, that's all.
yeah, okay. We'll maybe talking about verses. As we open this topic, I know we all, on principle, know that as a church, we don't agree according to our understanding to the Bible We don't agree with non-orthodox, non-straight relationships and sexual orientation. Yeah, God has created man and woman and made them compatible to reproduce and ask for procreation. And we see across the Old and the New Testament these facts, and the clear view of the church is in Genesis. God created humanity, male and female, in first chapter. In the holy matrimony is the sacrament that we have, is the only relationship that we recognize between two humans. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined with to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And that's Genesis 2. But from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So then they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let not man separate. And this is in the New Testament, it's in St. Mark, and these are the words of our Lord. So it's very clear how the Bible views these relationships or sexual orientation. So anything outside sacramental marriage is not acceptable, whether that's hetero or homosexual. It's a sin that needs repentance. So yes, we love everybody, for sure. Yes, we take everybody in. Yes, first, when we talk to your children, you want to make it very clear to them what our belief is. And that's why I'm repeating those verses, although you know them, but it is important that they know this is the fact of our faith. But that is not to say we don't love the others. That is not to say we don't pray for them. That's not to say we don't accept them as co-students with us or co-workers. We live with them in a society. We live with people who do not even believe in God. And this is, in the eyes of the church, is a sin, but we all sinners of different things. So God accepts the sinner, the repentant sinner. God loves the sinner, but hates the sin. So all these issues are really important to be clear to our kids. But also to make it clear to them that we respect all, we treat all. When we see someone that is not a Christian at all, we still love him or her, and we still treat them, as friends. I represent our church in Faith Together group. So people that are atheists, people that are of so many different religions of the world, we sit together as friends and we talk about projects, how to make things better for our community. It's not that we say, oh, we cannot touch people, we cannot shake hands, we cannot talk to them because they're not Christians. We do. So why would we say no to people who have different sexual orientation or gender orientation? So everybody we treat equal, everybody we treat with love, and we pray for everybody. The difference is when we pray for them, we ask God to guide them. We ask God to help them to understand the situation and to get to be accepted. We don't say, God, accept this sin, because we can't say, God, accept that I've killed somebody. God, accept that I've committed adultery. No, we say, God, help me to repent from this, and then I'll be accepted. And that's what we need to get into the minds of our kids of different ages. Of course, you will say that in a different way to them, but the principle is the same. It's not accepted, but the person itself, we love. The person itself, we care for. In the Good Samaritan parable, which is very, very clear, the one who helped the person who was hurt was his enemy. It's a different nationality, different religion, but he saw a human being hurt. And he went straight forward without considering anything else to help him, look after him until he made sure he was well. That's our attitude. We love everybody, we care for everybody, but we don't accept their behavior, we don't copy it. So we need our kids to be clear on that. So when they mix with them, they don't accept their ideas. They accept them as people, but they don't accept their ideas.
Thank you. Very fine. Yeah. Thanks. Actually, Abuna has summarized it all, and he said everything. But one thing that children are the mirror of their family and of their home. So if the parents hate certain people or act in a different way inside the house in a certain way against certain people, children pick it up anyway. No matter how many lectures you've given them, they just copy their parents. I remember one of my children first lived with a black guy. My son lived with a black guy when they were at first year in university, and somebody from church told him, "How can you sleep with him in the same house? He's in you." And immediately I said, how did he pick up this idea that they are not human? Obviously from his family. So it is us have to control our own way of thinking and our way of talking to each other inside the house, not saying bad things and cursing other people. Then the children will learn to respect other people. But as Abuna said, you have to explain everything clear, black and white. This is not our belief. But we don't sit down and while we are joking, we just say bad words about other people and criticize our people and mock other people and be sarcastic and then expect our children to be respectable. We have to change ourselves first in order for our children to grow up with good values.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. That's it? Okay, great. Thank you. Can we thank the panel, everyone, if that's okay? That was brilliant. Thank you.
A quick say, this is half of the question. We would like to promise us to be with us again. Same panel, not now, of course, with not a specific guy, but it was so beneficial and useful. Thank you very much indeed for the short time and preparation and accepting us with all these questions. Thank you.